Hey guys, it's me, Spence. I hope everybody's doing all right today. Um, as you see from the title, we're going to be talking about a very difficult subject, a subject a lot of people don't actually like to talk about, and I think that's why we need to talk about it. The title we're going to talk about today is suicide. We're going to talk about suicide. And why are we going to talk about suicide? Because I feel like it's something so many people right now on the planet and in the country are struggling with. We are seeing for me, more celebrities than I ever remember seeing commit suicide, and it's just one of these things we don't really talk about because everybody's kind of got their uh, ideas and how they feel about it. I will say one thing that makes me upset whenever there's a conversation about suicide. How people say, "Oh, that's wrong," or "That's the most selfish thing you can do," or a lot of people give the cliche answers to me, which makes absolutely no sense. I always try to see things from everybody's perspective. And so I think about the victim and I think about the victim's families, who I guess, some would say are also the victims. But I think some people get. I know I'm going to speak from my perspective. I know some people feel like there's so much pressure on them from society, whether it's for school or grades or just to be what you're expected to be by your family and again your society, your culture. I know when I was in North Carolina, um, when I was in my teens, I kind of felt I had suicidal thoughts only because of I was struggling with my sexuality and my faith and what so many other people around me believed, and um, I knew, and it went the way I thought. Just when you reach out to somebody, it kind of backfires. And that's one thing we need to get rid of. People want help, but people don't want to be attacked when they're getting help for the problem. And I know for me, when I admitted that I was feeling suicidal, when I admitted I was having you know struggles with my sexuality, I was attacked for it. I was, you know. I'll also say I feel like some people feel like they lose control. I know for me, going back to that same instance in that night in my life, I felt like I was completely out of control. I felt like there was nothing I could do to stop it, nothing I could do to say like it was just something was going to get me, and I had no control over it. So I remember I was in the street crying, and I called my pastor. But then people kind of like want to see again is that they treat you so sensitive if you admit like I'm struggling with this. It's just not fair. I know some people feel that way because you feel like I'm so different and I don't fit in with anybody. There's nobody who gets me, nobody I can relate to, nobody I can talk to, nobody. There's nobody. And when you feel that alone or you feel like you're the only person on the planet who is by yourself, that can make you feel like this just isn't for me. Some people feel like they need to reset. They feel like, if I end it, I can come back and do it all over again. And then some people just get so low and they lose so much that they feel like I know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I just don't know how to get there. That I'm here and everything in my life is crashing around and I have no plan B. I have nobody to turn to and I have nothing. And then, people, they say again the little cliche things, you're going to make it through it. You got to make it through it. And, I think even death is just funny. People don't like to really approach death because death is uncomfortable. Death is uncomfortable to the people who are left behind. They see death as such a bad thing because you're thinking of the pain of rearranging your life, of of everything you're going to deal with after a person's gone. It was the craziest thing watching my grandpa when he passed away at 91 years old. I accepted it. We said everything we needed to say. I accepted it and I wished him peace on his journey. And, I let him go. And I miss him, but I just accepted it. And some people, seeing like some people in my family completely the opposite. Oh, he's so young. Oh, you got so much more time. You got so much you're left to do. And it's like, really? You know? We all have different times we're called to die. And some of us, unfortunately, it's young. Some of us are older. Um, and I don't know. Sometimes you just get so low, and you just feel like I can't get out of this. I can't. And you pray and you go to different sources and you silently scream out for help from people, and it's like nobody gets it. And then other people, I think people do get it. That's not true. I think a lot of people do get it and they sense it because inside, instinct guides us as people. We know when something's not right. We know when something's wrong. We know when somebody's hiding something. We just know instinctively as human beings how to read people. In this society, in the day and age we live in now, we're being taught how to let that die. We're being taught to that feelings that you have for other people, to let that die, to just walk over the homeless man, to just, push somebody if you need something, backstab people. We're taught those are the things you should be doing. But instinctively, you know when something is not right with somebody, but you don't want to deal with it. And that's when you start labeling people, oh, they're just Debbie Downer. Oh, they're always going through some drama. They're always, But then when the person does something crazy or somebody passes away, we want to be the first ones to go at the funeral and do the most screaming and crying and putting all this stuff up on the internet and how I missed them and I loved them and, I wish they would have talked to somebody. And then you want to put the suicide numbers up. But you wouldn't give them 5 minutes of your day when they were alive and right in front of you, when they were right on the other side of your cubicle, when they were right behind you or near you in the grocery store and you sensed it and you knew it. You can look in certain people's eyes and see the sadness and see pain and you just blocked it because you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to talk to them, you know? So and I'm not condoning suicide. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just saying, I think before you go to type or say that's one of the most selfish things you can do, or to do the cliches, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. You know, really, you should almost keep your mouth shut. Because that to me, it makes it worse. It makes it worse. And I know for me right now in my life, I'm in a dark place. I'm in a really, 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 really dark place, and I don't know how I'm gonna get out of it. And no, I don't have a support system. God sets things up certain ways sometimes, and we don't know why. We really don't know why. We don't know why are some people born into a life of luxury and some people are born into, poverty, and every day of their life is a struggle till the day they leave. I don't know. I wish I did, but I don't, and I don't understand it. But you know, it's such a complex and such a deep subject. It really, really is. And I think to me, it's one of the most courageous, brave things someone can do to literally step over from the line of life into death. And to, I just, to me, that's the most courageous thing you can do. It's not coward. But again, nobody should have to feel like that's their option or that's what they have to do. We should really do a better job of being there for each other as human beings. Something's wrong with these people, you know, feel like it's okay to go and just shoot up bars or clubs or something, and that's a mental problem. And again, I feel like that's the same thing. These people do these horrendous, horrible things, and then they kill themselves. It's like, why did you? What drove you to that place? What made you put you in a place that dark where you thought, and that filled with that much hate? You know, I'm not. I would never. I don't condone that either. I think as human beings, we've got to do better for being there for each other. And not just, attacking each other all the time because we all have so many different points of view and so many perspectives. And even, you know, I'm, I see people, even the things you perceive as good, and you really, you believe you're doing your best, you can't just come up to somebody and shove it down their throat. Even if you believe you're doing the bestest of the best things on the planet. Um, Different people have different perspectives. It's not okay to hurt other people, and it's not okay to hurt ourselves, and it's not okay to, you know, just ignore each other as human beings, and then attack somebody when they do something crazy. It really is. It's everything comes back down to love. It really it when we start loving ourselves, when we start loving other people, I think that's when we can stop all of this madness. We can stop all the suicides. We can stop all the murders. We can stop all the shootings because the world is a scary place, and it's getting a little bit scarier every single day. And that's we're going in the wrong direction. Maybe this is you'll just look at this as the rantings of somebody who's crazy, but I just I'm so frustrated right now in my life and in being in this dark place and you know I don't know what my future holds. I'm I'm doing the best I can every day. I am trying to be the best person I can. I try to go out every single day and make somebody's life easier. That's always been my goal, always will be, and that's what I always want to do. And I'm prideful, so prideful. Um, but I don't understand. Maybe just knowing you're not the only one that's out there who's like this. Some people say you should have done this, you should have done that. I know for my situation, I've I've listened to a lot of people. I've listened to a lot of people who I really thought had my back, who really were for me. Um, Friends in career spots. I listened to people and took advice, and now I'm here and I realize that was totally wrong. Never give your power away. Never give your power away. I listened to a lot of wrong people. Here I am, and those people can't give a flip. But yeah, I've always tried to do better, but for some reason, things just don't work out for whatever reason. And maybe I'm on the path that's about to open up. Like Katy Perry says in the song Firework, maybe the reason why all the doors are closed so you can open one that leads you to the perfect road. And maybe that's happening to me, but right now it's hard to perceive that. Um, and you don't know what else to do. There's nobody you can call, and people say call this. No, like I not yeah. Get that you should. If you feel like that's what you need to do, you do need to do that. Don't don't feel like that's not an option for you. If you need to call somebody like that on a suicide hotline, then do it. Do it. Do it. Absolutely do it. But some people feel like they can't do that. They feel like they feel like they have nothing. Some people have, I look at my life, I see some people, they have support systems that help them when they get in trouble and all this other stuff. You know, and I got the greatest siblings on the planet, but I know just to due to the, just due to their circumstances, their support is limited. And they can only do so much. And so, and then some people think, oh, they just do that for attention. No, it's not. It's just some people just you get in a hole so dark, and you just feel like you can't find your way out. You just can't get out of it. Everything just you fall in a hole and everything crashes in on top of you, and you just don't have the strength to get out. And you throw anxiety and depression into that, and it's the perfect recipe for disaster. Again, I hope this video helps somebody and somebody's looking at it and thinking, maybe they're looking thinking that boy's just jumbled and talking crazy. But then maybe again somebody look at it and be like, that's how I feel. I feel the exact same way. I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm lost. I feel like all around me, everything I look at just begins to crumble. Some people have the Midas touch. I just touch it and it just turns to dust. And you're completely frustrated. And again, I'm there now. I just, you know, it's just one bad thing after another. And you keep looking on the sunny side, you keep being positive, you keep putting on your smiles, and it's just too much. And you don't even know in what direction to scream out for help. None of your friends really care about, when again, you're giving hints. You're saying, this is where I'm at. And your friends, oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, well, just pray, God will make it better. And, plead the blood and all this other stuff. And listen to this happy song. And that just doesn't do it. So, in closing, I'll say this. We'll hold on for 5 more minutes, and 10 more minutes, and 15 more minutes, and 30, and an hour, and a few hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, and then 36 and 48, then a few more days, and then a few more weeks, and a few more months, and it's gonna get better. All we got is our faith, but we believe it's gonna get better. We believe the sun's gonna shine again. That goodness waits for us, that abundance waits for us, that joy and peace are all waiting for us. But sometimes it's this thing called life becomes a minute by minute thing, a moment by moment, a day by day thing. But I'm gonna do the same thing, and I want you to do the same thing, alright? And we will talk about this some more. I just felt like I needed to get that out there. It needs to be put on the planet and put in earth. Somebody needs to tell the truth. Too many people walking around, let me tell y'all. I'm not gonna go on another tangent, but too many people walking around here with these little fake facades on. And I ain't never been one to be able to fake stuff. I ain't good at with BS. I'm not. So, you need to. Some people need to be called out on this stuff, and we can't heal till we tell the truth. So we need to tell the truth and stop with all this cliches and all this other foolishness, and sometimes just love people in front of you, love people beside you. Just start loving people. Smile at that person on the subway train. Hold that door for somebody. Help an old lady across the street when it's raining. Give somebody a discount. If you see they're struggling, give them $1. Buy them a cup of coffee. Say good morning. If somebody pisses you off and you can't stand them, then just don't talk to them. But don't be petty and put knives in people's backs and causing people pain, because you don't know what people are going through, and you don't know what people's breaking point is. You just don't know. So the frequency is love, and we gotta love. I've been listening to this song lately. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. So we're gonna work on this thing together. We're gonna walk it out. All right. Peace, love, prosperity. Hold on. We gotta hold on. That's all we can do, right? Moment by moment, but we gotta hold on. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. Bye, guys.